Indigenous Peoples Day across the country. Joslyn Castle and Gardens celebrated with the focus on Omaha's First Nations people.
The castle has helped commemorate the holiday for 3 years now. And as 6 News' Johan Marin reports, the event is about more than sharing culture.
Generations of songs and dance to recognize and remember loved ones.
How they've come up in this way of life and how we've struggled and we survived and we overcome, and trying to continue on best way we know within our teachings.
Joslyn Castle has commemorated Indigenous Peoples Day at its historic gardens for 3 years. Eamon Sheridan has been here since the beginning.
The past 3 years, I've been just helping with preparing a prayer for the Indigenous days and then also preparing portion of the meal.
He's a mentor at Omaha Nation Public Schools, an Indigenous-focused school in Macy, Nebraska. Sheridan and others travel every year to Omaha to share Native American culture and history.
There's a recognition of different tribes, different individuals, and those that are still continue on, trying to once again fulfill their obligation with the expectations of grandparents.
The holiday itself is being celebrated more since Nebraska first recognized it 4 years ago. The executive director with Joslyn Castle says since 2021, they've seen more people come to the event.
And it's really important that we have use our grounds to celebrate this event and the first people that inhabited this land. So this is our way to honor them.
While there's a lot to see and experience here, Sheridan hopes those who come to the event can learn this.
Let them know who they are, where they come from, and how much their teachings are valued.
On your side, I'm Johan Marin, 6 News.
Nebraska started recognition of Indigenous Peoples Day in 2020. At that time, the Unicam set the holiday for the second Monday in October.